Hi, and welcome to my home. This is an 8 by 16 Incredibox. I've named her the Midnight Rose. She is 128 square foot, and she's currently on my own property. I bought this tiny home from Incredible Tiny Homes in Newport, Tennessee for $20,000. I have been here for about 3 years now. Okay, and over here to the right is the property that I used to own. This was my house before I decided to go tiny. I wanted to start completely from scratch, so when I sold my house, I sold it with all the furnishings, everything in it, down to a crock pot even. Even though this is a small lot, it's got plenty of room to do some small raised bed gardening for vegetables. And we'll take you over to the backyard here. I've got these beautiful, huge trees in the backyard. The only downside to that is these branches tend to fall on my roof when it gets stormy. One of the most expensive things, other than the tiny house itself, was getting electricity, water, and sewer hooked up. You can see my temporary power pole right here. That's where my 30 amp cord plugs in. Right over here is the water, and I've got PEX line hooking that up, kind of like an RV. And then back here, the sewer line. And I had to have a gravity pump installed because this property slopes downhill a little bit. That itself was $5,000. So to put in utilities, sewer, water, all the hookups, it ended up costing about $10,000. So follow me and let's take a tour of the inside. I had a small deck installed, which was enough room for a cute little bistro table with chairs, which is great for having morning coffee. So welcome inside of my tiny home. First thing we see here is my living room bedroom. It's a twin size day bed, and the cushions on the back I just take off at night for sleeping. And it makes a real comfy place for reading and relaxing. Got the TV mounted to the wall, and it swivels so I can watch it while I'm cooking as well. The kitchen area is small, but I've become quite used to it and I have no problem cooking in such a small space. There's 3 drawers and 2 cabinets, and I find that it's plenty of room to hold all my dishes. I use a combo microwave. It also bakes, air fries, and is a toaster oven. So instead of having a stove, which would take up too much space in a home this small, this is what I use. I also have a burner that I have stored in the drawer that I will take out and put on the countertop for cooking stuff. As you can see here, cooking a full meal just like you would in a regular kitchen is no problem at all. Oh, that looks really good. Okay, I've got a refrigerator. It's not quite full size, but it's really close to full size. It fits in perfectly in this little cubby over here. Behind the black curtain is the hot water heater. And up above the bathroom is a small loft. It's not large enough to sleep in, but it's great for holding the next season's clothes and a few things on the edge that I can easily reach, like the dish drainer, extra paper towels. And then we get to the bathroom here. I installed a over the toilet display that holds my makeup, toiletries, and other essentials, and I just keep the towels up on top. I use a window unit, AC unit. I have it in the bathroom because it tends to get very cold if it's out in the living room blowing directly on you. But that small unit is all it takes to cool this place off in just a matter of minutes. Okay, my shower, which is where, when it's not being used, is where I hang my hanging clothes and keep my dirty laundry. It's a 36-inch shower, so it's got plenty of room. Got a small dresser also in the bathroom, which I use to store extra clothes, and a small mirror for applying makeup in the mornings. Now, this cabinet here has 2 shelves worth of pantry food supplies. And then, to make use of the small space, once opened up, I add a small TV tray and a folding chair. And we've got a nice work area. I like to do photography on the side, so this is where I edit my photos or play computer games. The TV tray, after using, folds right up and just slides right in between the 2 cabinets. The chair folds up also and just slides between the other 2. And that also works for eating dinner using the TV tray. I either set it up next to the bed here, or I just set the chair up with the TV tray and use that for eating dinner. I really enjoy relaxing on this sofa, watching TV, reading a book, and then the view of this huge tree out my window. Once summer's leaves fully fill in, the interstate won't be visible at all. The only problem this location has is I like to feed the birds through the different seasons and watch them through the window. But unfortunately, each time I put out bird seed in the spring and summer months, I get black bears that climb the chain link fence to get to the bird seed. And after having a real close encounter with a pretty large black bear who was being chased in circles around the house by my dog, I've decided not to put up the bird feeders anymore. Since the house is so tiny, there's no room for a washer dryer unit inside the house. and I did not want to be going to the laundromat once or twice a week and spending hours just waiting for my clothes to be done. So I picked up a portable washing machine, which I keep outside here. It can't hold the same capacity that a regular washing machine does, but it can wash a full set of sheets. It can wash the bath towels and all of the clothing. The only thing it cannot wash is like comforters. And this little girl here, that's Hershey Kiss. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the Midnight Rose. Come back next time to find out the top 10 mistakes I made when purchasing a tiny home.